the moment you make a life choice, the moment you decide you're going to do something, another voice shows up and kind of ruins it. It kind of sucks, but it happens to most people. It usually goes something like this. That's it, I'm doing it. I'm accepting the new job offer. I am making the relationship shift. Or I've been carrying this dream around with me my whole life. I'm going to go after it. And you're excited. It feels good. It feels right. But within seconds, another voice shows up. Usually sounds something like this. Are you sure? What if you fail? What if it doesn't work? What if no one likes you? What if no one likes it? What if no one buys it? What if no one takes you seriously? What if you lose everything? What if we end up living in our car? Oh my gosh. What if this is like the worst thing we ever do? And here's the thing. That what if spiral happens in seconds. So you've gone from, woohoo, I'm so excited, this feels so right, I can't wait, to broken living in your car within seconds, and it's enough to make any human being go, forget it. I have no idea where I went, but I'm back, I'm staying put, not gonna do that. It's scary. And today I wanna introduce you to a whole new concept. One where we don't attack and destroy that voice, but instead understand it. We're talking about the mind voice today. My name is Lisa McNeil. I'm a 20-year broadcaster across Canada, connecting with people, observing human behavior, what people want and don't want, what they connect to. I've been on my own spiritual journey for well over 20 years, and I'm the author of 2 spiritual books. One is The Stirring, the other is Soul Shift, and both of them are introducing you to the concept of the mind-soul-spirit connection, and understanding that when you can lead your life with that connection at the forefront, your life changes. And it often changes in very magical ways. But first you have to understand the mind, understand the soul, understand the spirit, understand how they connect and what they sound like, what their voices sound like, and what they want, because they tend to want different things. And when you can understand that connection, you can apply it to your everyday life. The first thing I want to do is start by telling you your mind is not a problem. Your mind is not there to sabotage you. Your mind is not the enemy. You need to say that to yourself quite a few times over the course of your journey. You want to be telling yourself, my mind is not my enemy. Not at all. And I think sometimes on personal journeys, on spiritual journeys, we can often be led to think that we have to overcome our mind, defeat our mind, silence our mind, reject the mind. Not at all. We just have to learn how the mind communicates so we can better understand how to work with it. See, your mind works in guarantees. It needs safety. So guarantee, routine, certainty. This is where your mind thrives. And so anytime you decide to do something where you're breaking that routine, breaking that certainty, your mind is going to step in and be like, whoa, let's go backwards for a minute. Because your mind has been with you your whole life, it holds on to all of it. It holds on to the rejections. It holds on to the loss, to the grief. It holds on to the no moments. And so when you make a decision like, oh, that's it, I'm changing careers, which pulls you out of routine, pulls you out of certainty, and causes your nervous system to go into, oh my gosh mode, your mind immediately goes backwards and goes, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember how that felt? Do you remember how awful that was? Why would you want to do that to us again? Come on now. Your mind is there to protect you, to stop you from going through that again. That's what its job is. But here's what I want you to understand. Sometimes the life you're stepping into requires you to become someone you've never been before. And that can be very uncomfortable to your mind because it only knows who you've always been. And now you're trying to be someone you've never been before. Oh my gosh, that's scary. But uncertainty doesn't always mean unsafe. Here's an example of uncertainty. Back when I was about 11 or 12 years old, I started doing this thing. I call it a weird thing because at the time it was to me. I would pick up shampoo bottles and I would read the back of them like news articles. Pantene Pro-V absorbs deeply into the hair shaft. I would do this weird thing because I would listen to news reporters on TV and I'm like, I can totally do that. I can do that inflection with my voice. It was a hard day in Utah today when many people got caught in the sunshine and I could do this thing with my voice. And so I would use the backs of shampoo bottles to do it. I had no idea why I was doing this, just that it was really fun. I loved doing it. And for years, I did it until one day my dad was walking past the bathroom and he happened to hear me doing this. So when I got out, he hands me a newspaper. Yes, a newspaper. They were big back in the day, all right? And I took the newspaper and I started reading news stories as a reporter. Again, I had no idea why I was doing this, but it was sure fun. It felt good to do. It would be many years later before I waltzed myself into a broadcasting school and was told, sure, if you want to be a part of this program, you have to audition. And I was like, okay. How? I don't have any experience. And they're like, just read this. And they hand me, of all things, a news story to read. 3 of them, actually. Fireworks went off here. And immediately my mind went back in time to when it was weird and uncertain. We had no idea what we were doing. And it was like, oh my gosh, that's why we've done this? Oh, now it makes all kinds of sense. Because just because something is uncertain doesn't mean it's unsafe. Sometimes the connection doesn't make sense for a little while, but because you're doing something that feels right, you know you're on the right path. It feels right. It fills you with energy. And the mind can't really make sense of it until years later when it goes back in time and it connects all the dots leading up to that moment. So just take that with you. Sometimes uncertainty doesn't necessarily mean unsafe. Sometimes uncertainty is just a stop sign. And what do we do at stop signs? We stop and then we proceed. If you get to a stop sign and you throw your car and park and turn off your engine, good luck to you. There's going to be a lot of very angry people behind you. I don't recommend doing that. Stop signs are meant for you to stop, look, figure out what you're doing. Are you going to keep going the way you are, or are you getting off here? You turning left or turning right? What is it you're doing? Uncertainty is a moment for you to stop, hear what your mind is saying, and determine if there's validity to it. Yes, sometimes your mind is speaking in wisdom. Hey, I don't know, are we safe? What if we're not safe? Well, are you? Have you done any research to make sure that where you're going or what you're doing, is it safe? That would be wisdom. Oh my gosh, what if we run out of money? Okay, that's wisdom. Do you have enough money, just enough money, not enough money, or a lot of extra money? That's where you look at it and you're like, okay, is my mind speaking from wisdom or is it speaking from fear? What if they don't like me? Fear. What if I don't succeed? Fear. What if no one buys it? Fear. Because guess what? There's an opposite to that. What if they love you? What if you do succeed? There's always the opposite. So the stop sign, the uncertainty is your stop sign, and it is where you get to say, is it valid and coming from wisdom? Or is it not really that valid and it's based primarily in fear? That is your mind voice. And your mind voice is the loudest voice in the room all the time. And your job is to dial down the volume so you can hear the other two passengers in this vehicle, your soul voice and your spirit voice. And I'm telling you, when you understand those voices and you know how to listen to them and you know which one is going to navigate your life primarily, your whole life will change. And there'll be a whole lot less striving and a whole lot less forcing as well. Make sure you check out my website, lisamcneil, MacNeill.com. Lots of information up there. Next week, I'm going to be introducing you to the soul voice. So make sure you subscribe and follow along.